Welcome back to the channel. Now, as I said in my last video, for my next video I will be going through my 5 best stocks to invest in as a beginner. Well, I lied. We're actually going to be going through the best 5 long-term stocks to invest in as a beginner. In my opinion, these stocks are to hold forever, last any market crash, and they will get you through those bad times. Before I continue, I better say that you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know anything about investing, and you should definitely do your research before putting your money anywhere. Seriously, do your research. If you want a free share worth up to £100, use my link in the description. If you make an account through the link, you'll get a free share potentially worth up to £100 as well as myself. Hopefully, if Trading 2 and 2 are letting people make accounts, I don't know what it's like at the moment, so let me know if you can make an account through it. Before we move on, I just want to say, why haven't you liked yet? It's alright, I'll give you some time now to like. Anyways, let's get into the video. Right, first on the list, we've got Apple. Now, if you really don't know what Apple is, then let me just play this little clip.
An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not 3 separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone.
iPhone 12 Pro comes in 2 sizes and in 4 finishes, including New Pacific Blue. An integral part of this year's design is MagSafe, an intelligent system of magnets that connect accessories in a whole new way. All this and more make iPhone 12 Pro the most powerful iPhone ever.
Anyways, I believe Apple stock is just a go-to for any portfolio. Literally, if you're starting out, you start at Apple and you work your way from there pretty much. Now, for Apple stock itself, over the last 10 years have averaged an annual return of 43.5%, despite this past year of Apple having a run-up of 74% of the time of this recording. Apple has one of the largest market caps in the world, with a market cap of 2.4 trillion, and it's probably one of the most profitable companies out there right now. Apple even pays a small dividend of 0.57%. Now, Warren Buffett, and for those who don't know Warren Buffett, he's the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He's on the list of one of the richest men in the world, who has a combined net worth of $87.5 billion, who is well known for making an absolute fortune in the stock market. Apple alone nearly makes up 48% of his whole portfolio, this coming in at 944.3 million shares, of which are worth $109 billion. Buffett doesn't really know much when it comes to the tech industry, but he loves all the fundamentals when it comes to the structure of Apple's business. One of the main things he loves about Apple is the consumer loyalty. You break your iPhone, you get a new iPhone. Break your iPad, get a new iPad. Break your MacBook, you get the point. He also loves the quality brand image that they have on all their products. He also loves the innovative approach to the business, as year on year new products are always released and always improving. Recently, Apple beat earnings for Q1, where they expect to have revenues of 103.3 billion. However, they absolutely crushed it, with revenues coming in at 112.4 billion, which I might add is an all-time high for them. This quarter, they had a 60% increase in revenue from China alone. This is predominantly from the release of the iPhone 12, the first iPhone that's compatible with 5G network. Year on year, Apple have had an increase in revenue of 21%, despite there being a pandemic in the middle of it. Overall, I think Apple is one of the most safest long-term investments you can make, and it's definitely one for everyone to have in their portfolio. Next on the list is Amazon. With Amazon, you're getting one of the largest e-commerce businesses in the world. They've got their web services, where they're probably the largest cloud provider in the world. They own so many smaller businesses. For example, do you know they own Twitch, Whole Foods in America? Now, their earnings are coming out as of today of this recording, so they will probably be out by the time this is released. which I'm assuming they'll probably beat earnings. However, for Q2 and Q3, they absolutely crushed their earnings this year. In Q3, they reported a sales growth of 37% over the last quarter. A lot of people think Amazon are a matured company and that they haven't got much growth ahead of them. However, they're pumping out numbers like that quarter on quarter. As for Amazon stock's return, for the past 5 years, Amazon stock has averaged an annual return of 45.81%, despite this year of having an annual return of 66.79%. Again, with Amazon, I believe they're a brilliant long-term investment and it's a must-have on your portfolio. Next on the list, we've got Facebook. Facebook's one of the largest platform providers in the world. In terms of the platforms Facebook owns, you've obviously got Facebook with over 2 billion users. You've got Instagram with over 1 billion users. You've got WhatsApp with 1 billion users. Facebook Messenger with over 1 billion users. And they also own Oculus, which is a VR headset company, which could be huge for years to come. As for Facebook stock, they've averaged an annual return over the past 5 years of 20.19%, despite this year, of the time of recording, just being under a return of 30%. You might be thinking that this percentage is lower than the rest. However, you've got to realise that this is still beating the market year over year, and to think that it's a safe investment and you know that long term it will give you these overall year on year returns. I do believe right now Facebook is undervalued. It's currently sitting around the $260 price mark. CNN have put a median price target of $350 on Facebook and a high of $397 a share. As for Facebook's earnings, Q4 2020 was just released last week, where Facebook beat earnings by 20% on earnings per share compared to analyst predictions. Overall, Facebook had a yearly increase of 33.16% in revenue. Again, for a massive company like Facebook, they still pump out really good year-on-year returns. Therefore, this is why I believe that they're another really good, safe, long-term investment that you need to have in your starting portfolio. Next on the list, we've got JP Morgan. JP Morgan is currently the biggest bank in America right now, with total assets coming in at a value of $2.87 trillion. The stock currently pays a really healthy dividend of 2.77% a year. JP Morgan stock was hit hard from the pandemic, and I still think now is the perfect time to buy in, as it's still yet to hit its all-time high. I'm not that keen when it comes to investing in the financial industry. However, I do think right now is probably one of the best industries to get into, as the financial industry was one of the worst affected by the coronavirus, where it's now coming out of this downside period. When it comes to earnings, JP Morgan recently beat Q4 2020 earnings by 15.81% on earnings per share. Over the past 10 years, JP Morgan stock has averaged an annual return of 15.08%, which again beating the market year over year, as well as paying their really healthy dividend on top. Personally, I believe JP Morgan is a brilliant long-term dividend company to own in your portfolio. I do currently own some shares in JP Morgan in my dividend portfolio. However, I did add more after their recent price target on NEO. For those that know me from my other videos, you'll know that NEO is my current largest holding in my account. And last on the list, we have CocaCola. CocaCola is the world's largest beverage company, and it's one of the most recognised brands ever to exist. A lot of you don't realise the scale to which what Coca-Cola actually own. To think, not only do they own all the Coca-Cola products, but they own Sprite, Fanta, Appetizer, Schweppes, Innocent, Powerade, Smart Water. They basically just own the lot. And they're constantly innovating products. Think how many versions of Coca-Cola can you get? Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Cherry, Vanilla, Coke with coffee. We've even got a Coca-Cola energy drink now. To think that Coca-Cola itself wasn't an energy drink. For all of you that waste your money on Costa when you could probably make it at home, I'm probably going to get a bit of hate for that. They own Costa as well. Now, going back to who I mentioned earlier, Warren Buffett, he is probably also Coca-Cola's most well-known investor. Last year, Buffett got paid $640 million in dividends alone just from Coca-Cola. What he said years ago about the company still is true to this day and will be for years to come.
The kind of businesses I like wonderful brands. You got to take care of them, but if you take care of a great brand, it's forever. Those are the businesses I like. We own 400 million shares of CocaCola stock, as you know. We've never sold a share, and I wouldn't think of selling a share. I think, well, in my lifetime, since 1930, real GDP per capita in the United States has gone up 6 for 1. Think of that, 6 for 1 in one person's lifetime. We have not lost the secret sauce, so that's the kind of future I see ahead too. And if that's the future, you want to own businesses that are going to participate in that future. And we've done that for decades now at Berkshire Hathaway, and we'll continue to do it.
Don't get me wrong, Coca-Cola is a very mature company and is definitely no longer a growth stock. So you won't see massive annual growth that it's had in decades past, but the fundamentals to the business are strong and it will continue to pump out profits for years to come. Coca-Cola currently pays a really healthy dividend of 3.63%, which has been increasing year over year for the past 57 years and counting. Again, Coca-Cola is a really good long-term investment to have in your portfolio that will pay you really good dividends in the years to come. Now, I know I've just mentioned 5 stocks, but I'm feeling generous and I'm going to add one more in there. This stock, I'm currently holding 300 shares and I'm currently looking to add more. This stock is, of course, NIO. NIO, in my opinion, is a really good long-term investment. However, in the short term, the stock is very volatile, meaning the price can fluctuate quite a lot. NIO is currently an electric vehicle manufacturer based in China. Its current rivals are the likes of Tesla. A lot of people have said NIO could even overthrow Tesla in years to come, but we'll have to wait and see. I will be doing a whole separate video on NIO, so to make sure you don't miss out, sub and hit the notification bell. Anyways, like I said at the start of the video, this is all my opinion and you should definitely do your own research before putting your money anywhere. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to ask me any questions. You can DM me at my Instagram or my socials will be in the description. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. In a bit.